Everyone wants peace, success, love, and balance. But here's the truth that most people never realize. Very few actually know how to manage life itself. We chase external achievements while our inner world remains chaotic. We build careers but struggle with relationships. We accumulate wealth but lose precious time with loved ones. Sound familiar? Today we're diving deep into Gaur Gopal Das's transformative book, Life's Amazing Secrets, where ancient wisdom meets modern practicality. This isn't just another self-help book filled with empty promises. It's a roadmap that shows you exactly how to balance work, relationships, and inner peace using timeless principles that have guided humanity for thousands of years. What makes this book truly special is how Das presents these life-changing insights. Instead of dry lectures or complicated theories, he takes us on a journey through conversations between a monk and a young professional during a train ride. Think about it. Two people from completely different worlds, sharing wisdom that could transform your entire approach to living. The monk represents ancient wisdom, while the professional embodies our modern struggles and ambitions. This narrative framework isn't just clever storytelling, it mirrors our own internal dialogue between the part of us that seeks deeper meaning and the part that's caught up in daily pressures. As their train moves forward, so does our understanding of how to navigate life's complexities with grace and purpose. The first secret revolves around managing your mind, and here's something that will change how you think about thinking itself. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Every single day, thousands of thoughts flow through your consciousness. Some lift you up, others drag you down. Some inspire action, others create paralysis. The question isn't whether you'll have thoughts, it's whether you'll control them or let them control you. Most people live as prisoners of their own minds. They replay past mistakes endlessly, creating regret that serves no purpose except to steal their present joy. They project future fears that may never materialize, creating anxiety that robs them of today's opportunities. But here's what the monk teaches the professional, and what Das wants us to understand. A peaceful mind creates a peaceful life. Managing your mind starts with awareness. You need to become the observer of your thoughts rather than their victim. When a negative thought arises, instead of immediately believing it or fighting it, simply notice it. Acknowledge its presence without judgment, then consciously choose to engage with it or let it pass. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending problems don't exist. It's about developing the mental discipline to respond rather than react. The monk explains that our minds are like gardens. If we don't tend them carefully, weeds of negativity, doubt, and fear will grow wild. But when we cultivate awareness and practice mental discipline, we can grow thoughts that nourish our souls and guide us toward our highest potential. This cultivation requires daily practice, just like physical exercise strengthens our bodies. The second secret focuses on relationships, and this insight might surprise you. Strong relationships are built on understanding, not control. Think about the relationships in your life that cause you stress. How often is that stress rooted in trying to change someone else or expecting them to behave according to your preferences? Das reveals that ego destroys relationships faster than almost anything else. When we approach others with the need to be right, to prove our point, or to have things our way, we create distance instead of connection. The monk teaches that patience and empathy are the foundations of meaningful relationships. But here's the key. Patience isn't passive waiting. It's active understanding. Real communication happens when we listen to understand, rather than listening to respond. Most of us spend conversations preparing our next point, instead of truly hearing what the other person is saying. We're so focused on being understood that we forget to understand. This creates a cycle where everyone talks, but nobody feels heard. The secret to transforming your relationships lies in acceptance. This doesn't mean accepting bad behavior or compromising your values. It means accepting that other people are on their own journeys, with their own struggles, fears, and dreams. When you approach relationships from this place of acceptance, something magical happens. People feel safe to be authentic around you, and authentic connections become possible. The third secret addresses something we all struggle with: time management. But Das reframes this entirely by teaching us that time is life's most valuable currency. Unlike money, which can be earned back, time spent is gone forever. What you give time to literally decides your future. So the question becomes, are you investing your time or just spending it? The modern world tricks us into believing that being busy equals being productive. We wear our packed schedules like badges of honor. But busyness without purpose is just sophisticated procrastination. The monk helps the professional understand that true time management isn't about doing more things faster. It's about doing the right things with full presence and attention. This requires making difficult choices about priorities. You cannot have everything, but you can have what matters most. The secret is learning to distinguish between what's urgent and what's important. Urgent things demand immediate attention, but often contribute little to your long-term goals. Important things might not have immediate deadlines, but they shape the quality and direction of your life. Effective time management also means creating balance between career, family, and self-care. This isn't about perfect equality, where you spend exactly the same amount of time on each area. It's about conscious allocation, based on your values and current life season. Sometimes work demands more attention, sometimes family needs you more, and sometimes you need to prioritize your own well-being. The key is making these choices deliberately rather than letting circumstances decide for you. The fourth secret transforms how we approach work itself. Das teaches that work is worship when done with purpose. This doesn't mean your job has to be your passion or that you need to love every moment of what you do. It means approaching your work with the understanding that how you work is as important as what you work on. The monk shares a profound principle: detach from outcomes, but never from effort. This might sound contradictory at first, but it's actually liberating. When you focus obsessively on results, you create anxiety and attachment that clouds your judgment and diminishes your performance. But when you focus on giving your best effort while remaining unattached to specific outcomes, you free yourself to perform at your highest level. This approach to work emphasizes service through action. Every job, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is an opportunity to serve others and contribute to something larger than yourself. When you shift from asking, "What can I get from this work?" to "What can I give through this work?" your entire experience transforms. Purpose in work doesn't always mean finding your dream job. Sometimes it means bringing purpose to whatever work you're doing right now. It means showing up with integrity, treating colleagues with respect, and doing your best regardless of whether anyone notices. This attitude not only improves your work experience, but often opens doors to opportunities you never expected. The fifth and perhaps most challenging secret involves self-management. And here's the liberating truth: self-discipline creates freedom. This seems backwards to many people who viewed discipline as restriction. But the monk explains that without self-discipline, you become a slave to your impulses, emotions, and circumstances. Self-management starts with controlling desires rather than letting desires control you. This doesn't mean suppressing all wants or living like a monk. It means developing the ability to choose which desires to pursue and which to let go. Some desires align with your values and long-term well-being. Others provide temporary pleasure but create long-term problems. Living simply is another aspect of self-management that Das emphasizes. Simplicity isn't about having less for the sake of having less. It's about having what you need and appreciating what you have. When you constantly compare yourself to others or chase external validation, you create an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. But when you find contentment in your current circumstances while still working toward growth, you discover a peace that external achievements can never provide. The monk teaches that happiness comes from inner growth, not outer approval. This is perhaps the most difficult lesson for the professional to accept, and it might be challenging for you too. We're conditioned to seek validation from others, to measure our worth by external standards, and to believe that the next achievement will finally make us happy. But true happiness is an inside job that requires developing your character, expanding your consciousness, and aligning your actions with your deepest values. As the train journey nears its end, Das weaves these 5 secrets into spiritual wisdom for daily life. But here's what makes his approach so powerful. Spirituality isn't about escaping life, it's about mastering life. You don't need to retreat to a monastery or abandon your responsibilities to live spiritually. You need to bring spiritual principles into your everyday experiences. This spiritual approach encompasses gratitude, acceptance, and purpose. Gratitude transforms your relationship with what you already have. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you appreciate what's present. This shift in perspective doesn't solve all your problems, but it changes your experience of them. Acceptance doesn't mean passive resignation. It means acknowledging reality as it is right now, which gives you a clear starting point for creating positive change. Purpose ties everything together by giving meaning to your efforts. When you understand why you're doing what you're doing, when you connect your daily actions to something larger than immediate gratification, every aspect of life becomes more meaningful. Your work becomes service, your relationships become opportunities for love and growth, and your challenges become chances to develop strength and wisdom. The ultimate message that Das leaves us with is both simple and profound. Life is not about having everything, it's about managing everything wisely. You don't need perfect circumstances to live a fulfilling life. You need the wisdom to manage your mind, relationships, time, work, and self with skill and consciousness. Master your mind, and you'll find peace regardless of external circumstances. Master your relationships, and you'll experience love and connection that enriches every day. Master your time, and you'll create a life aligned with your deepest values. Master your work, and you'll find purpose and satisfaction in your daily efforts. Master yourself, and you'll discover a freedom that no external force can take away. When you integrate these 5 secrets, something remarkable happens. Life begins to reward you. Not necessarily with everything you want, but with everything you need to live with meaning, peace, and joy. The ancient wisdom that guided our ancestors through their challenges can guide you through yours. The only question is, are you ready to begin this journey of mastery? The train has reached its destination, but your journey is just beginning. Take these secrets, apply them consistently, and watch as your life transforms from chaos to harmony, from struggle to flow, from mere existence to truly living.